You know, since my wife died, I've lost my inspiration. I've lost my inspiration to create things, make things, and do the things I've always done. I usually find it when I'm in the woods. A lot of time to think in the woods. I'm hunting turkeys, and clearly this isn't a turkey. But when you get the opportunity to watch something as simple as a deer, if you watch it long enough, it'll open your eyes a little bit. While I watch this deer eat, or I watch another deer feeding its babies, whatever it may be, I don't notice anything else around me like a good hug from somebody you love. You just don't notice anything. You just savor the moment. While I was watching this deer, I'm thinking, I wonder if deer have inspiration. I suppose they have forced inspiration. You gotta eat. You gotta survive. I was getting frustrated with myself because this self-filming thing's tough, especially on somebody like me. I don't know what I'm a-doing. And I thought, and I thought, and I thought. Inspiration, it takes feeling. It takes care. I thought, what do I care about? And I thought for hours while I was in the woods. And I kept thinking about the hides that I got at the house that I still haven't done anything with. And I haven't had time to do anything. And I thought, learn. I care about learning. I've never made a beaver hoop before. I never really was a big beaver trapper. So I'm going to make a beaver hoop. There's a reason I'm going to make this beaver hoop. Something that inspired me. I can't believe it took me this long to think of it, but since I've never done it before, I went through a process of learning. Something else I care about. Kind of upset me, because everything in these woods means something to me. It's got value. I can make things from it. I figured I was going to bend this thing while the sap was running. And I thought it would bend fairly easy, and it does to a point. I suppose, like my inspiration, it also has its breaking point. Then you have to refigure it and make something different, I suppose. Frustrating, I tell you. But going through it has feeling. You can draw inspiration from that too, I suppose. And as I watch this while I'm editing it, you look at those hills, you look at me. This is not a GoPro footage. I look like a tiny, tiny speck compared to just these two hills and a simple holler. But there's inspiration. That's much bigger than any of us, if you can find it. Ah, failure. It's not time to quit. Might be time to say some bad words sometimes, but we're learning. Boy, did I learn. I'm just showing you a couple examples of what I went through trying to figure this thing out. I thought there's got to be an easier way than what I've seen other people do, and I want to be different. I don't want to be the same. And I wondered back when the Indians and stuff like that used to do this, how'd they figure it? How'd they learn? I didn't want to just do it like everybody else. I wanted to learn. And boy, did I learn. I went through quite a few of these saplings, and I thought, well, it's going to need some kind of support, so that's what I done. Now, I didn't have anything in the woods with me to support it with, really. Not to bend it all the way. And I thought, well, it probably needs to get used to the memory. Only bent part way, because I noticed the ones I was trying to bend had a breaking point. And that was about a U shape, and then you had to stop. So I figured if I bent it in the bed of this side by side, just let her rest in the sun for a while. Days, really. Maybe it would hold that shape a little bit, and maybe I could bend it just a little bit further, a little bit at a time. That's what I've done. I've done it with more than just one. I'm just showing you one as an example. And I had a particular hide in mind. This is months later, about 3 months later. It cracked a little bit. It's imperfect, like we are. So imperfect, it's going to be pretty. Not because of me. It just is. This hide right here was donated by Iowa Trapper. It was for a benefit auction for my wife. He liked this little beaver hide because it's got a special color to it you don't see. And I wanted to honor this thing a little bit. So he caught the hide and I made the hoop. And it took me several tries tying this thing up with artificial sinew. I found out artificial sinew don't like knots. And it don't shrink up like regular sinew when it dries. It likes to be wrapped around itself, so we're still learning. I kept cutting it out of there and putting it back. I'm not going to waste your time with all that, but it needed something. It needed something more special that meant something. Something like that hug I was telling you about, where you can't notice anything else around you while you're getting it. Now, it meant a lot to me that somebody that doesn't even know me bought this at an auction for my wife. Then they asked Iowa Trapper to send it to me. They didn't even keep it for themselves. So I needed to do something special with it. And it took me months. I wasted days. Because of my own grief, I suppose. I wrote a song years ago about wasting those days. It came up on my memories one day, and I'd like to share it with you if that's okay. It's called Sunny Days. I wrote it on the seat of a 92 Dodge truck. I was a coyote hunting. I wrote it in about 10 minutes on the seat while I was driving. I was inspired. I want that back. I want it back so bad.
Sometimes the sun goes behind the clouds, but it never goes away. It always comes back some other time to brighten up your day. Sometimes you close yourself inside, miss that sunny day. But if you know you need sunshine, you know you'll find your way. Did you know God created sunny days? Did you know God works in many ways? Do you go Sometimes we put God behind the clouds, but he never goes away. In our hearts is where he belongs, to brighten up our day. Sometimes we keep him all closed up and miss out on all the fun. Sometimes we just forget who gave his only son. Did you know God created sunny days? Did you know God works in many ways? Do you go where God needs you most? Or do we waste another sunny day?
Now this ain't no educational video, because I've never done it before and I'm still learning. I decided to do it different than what I've seen other people do, and I did my old salt, egg yolks, and Murphy's oil soap, and I've done it in other videos if you need to learn how to do what I do. But I wanted this to be special in my own kind of way. So the tail that I'm working on, I caught it. Iowa Trapper caught the hide. I suppose the stick represents everybody else and those who helped more than I could ever imagine. I wished I could thank everyone. I wished I could make everyone something special. I'm hoping this represents all of us. All of you. It's important to me. I won't bore you with the hours and the months that I put into this, and all the thought and all the wasted days trying to cram it all into a short little video for you. It's kind of hard to do, and it's even harder when you have to find your inspiration first. I can't believe it took me this long to realize it's you. Right now, you folks are my inspiration. But I'm not worthy enough, I'm not important enough to say thank you like I should. I noticed that, I don't know if it's because of the scales or what, but it wanted to curl up all the time. Right there I'm trying neat's foot oil. Probably shouldn't put it on both sides because I'm going to put glue on the inside, but I was testing it, trying to get all that curl out of it, and it wasn't working out too good for me. So on the next one, every time I put it down to dry, I wrapped it in paper towels and set my toolbox on it. A whole bunch of weight. It seemed to work pretty decent, and when this thing's done, I'm going to keep it a while. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to remember what y'all did for me. And then it's going on a journey. Someday, I hope you stick with me and you'll get to see the journey that it's going on. Because there's somebody else special that I'd like for them to enjoy it some too. Now the other half of this thing, it was too thin and a little too floppy to suit me. I figured I'd back it up with some leather. I think it worked out pretty good, especially keeping the scales. I thought that'd be the hard part. We'll see. this ain't a how-to, 'cause I'm learning, hopefully with you. I'm not gonna share the hours and the months that went into this, but I felt I had to do it. I had to do it as right as I could for you and all those that helped with my wife's benefit. It was on my mind the whole time. My new inspiration, I suppose. I need to find more. I'm still me. Thought I'd be okay by now, but I'm kinda not. I'll figure it out when I get time back in the woods, I suppose, but we'd like to thank you for coming to Owl's Outdoors. We love you. Always share your fire.